Grab your glue gun and ribbon. It's time to create at the Home Decor Crafters Summit. Enjoy 35 inspiring workshops led by talented speakers. We have amazing giveaways that are happening now. Register today for your chance to win and get your free ticket today. And if you want to keep the workshops, upgrade to the VIP ticket for lifetime and instant access with exclusive bonuses. So grab your glue gun and let's stick together for some crafty fun at the Home Decor Crafters Summit.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome, everyone. Look at this. We've got a bunch of people already chatting. They're from Georgia, New York, Pennsylvania, Minnesota. I feel like we're neighbors. Sweet. Well, thanks, ladies, for joining me today. We are going to talk about crafting organizational tips. So, like I said on the live we had just before this, it's really good to be organized because when you're organized, you have room for more.
Yeah. Always fun.
Yes. So I would love to introduce you guys, but you know what? I'll just let you guys introduce yourselves. So, Brandy, do you want to jump in and tell us just about yourself and your business, and then we'll go around the circle here.
Sure. I'm Brandy Mahon, and I'm the creative owner of Stamp Me Some Love. We host the Card Maker Success Summit, and that happens twice a year. And then we also have a Card Maker Success membership, where we provide monthly classes, co-working sessions, community, and it is just so much fun. But that's what I do.
Sweet. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Courtney, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I am Courtney Brickner. I am the CB behind the Crafty Brick, and I do tutorials with all different kinds of crafting techniques. I do sublimation. I just got a laser a few months ago, so I've been really into that. And I've got a couple cutting machines. So I do a lot of things, just like all of us crafters. And I've got YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram where I post on a regular basis, and you may have seen me dancing. I enjoy doing that, incorporating that into my tutorials. So I'm a stay-at-home mom that does crafting on the side. So thanks for having me today.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. If you haven't checked out her Instagram, she makes really fun reels, so go check those out. Angie, welcome.
Hey, so Angie Holden, and I'm a YouTuber and the blogger behind The Country Chic Cottage, and you can find me on social at Angie Holden Makes. So I do all kinds of machine crafting, from cutting machines like I love my Cricut machines, to all kinds of printers. Sublimation printers are my go-to, but I also have done videos on DTF printing and white toner printing, and then I have way too many lasers. So if you ever want to know about any of the machine crafting, then head on over to my YouTube channel.
Sweet. And I don't, just side note, I don't think you can have too many insert any crafting type product machine. It's not physically possible. But I was trying to see what your shirt says. What is your shirt say?
Oh, okay. So it says, I wear my heart on my sleeve. And then I have my grandkids' names on my sleeve.
Oh, cute.
My goodness. Angie is not old enough to have grandkids.
That's what I was going to say. I still can't believe you're a grandma.
I wore this just so you all would say that. I do have 3 grandkids.
That's so fun. Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Grandma. No, just kidding. All right, Miss Carrie.
I'm Miss Carrie with Miss Carrie's Creations. I primarily work in paper crafts, but like all of you, I also do the Cricut. I've been teaching Cricut classes for like way before Design Space. I also just got 2 laser machines, so I've been kind of playing around with those and figuring those out. My goal is actually like teaching you how to use what you have. We all invest in these like great paper supplies and machines and all of those things, and then like it like sits and collects dust. I don't know, maybe it's just me. But my goal is to like you know, slow down the pace and just walk you through things step by step so that you can actually like complete a project and be all excited about it and show it to your friends.
Okay, say that one more time. You start a project and then you finish a project?
You actually finish your project. No.
Wow, that's amazing. Sweet.
That's the goal. We all have have goals.
Right? Exactly. Because then we can go buy more. All right. And I just realized I forgot to on our last slide. If we haven't met yet, my name is Shelly with We Can Make That. And I am the host of this year's Home Decor Crafter Summit. I'm excited that you're here with us today. So this is part of our live streams. We're doing 3 live streams a day, Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday. So if you have missed any of them, you can just go back to my YouTube channel and find them. If you're a registered attendee, you can also find them through your dashboard over there. And we do have a link. If you have not signed up yet, you can still sign up. And we have all of the sessions available for today, and then you have all the sessions tomorrow as well. So there's plenty of crafts to be had. And then I will have to admit, this is one session I'm really excited about as well, because I love to organize my crafts. Like buying them and organizing them, it's to me just as much fun as actually making the craft project themselves. So let's jump in. Does somebody want to just volunteer to go first and talk about a craft organizational tip that they have?
I'll go.
Okay.
So one thing that I think is really important is when you're organizing your stuff and you want it to look all pretty, you don't have to spend a ton of money to get that done. Like going to the Container Store, they have all those fancy bins and things like that. But I just want to remind you, do not sleep on the Dollar Tree, because they have some really great things that you can use for organizing. And one thing that I really like, that I'm very proud of. So I got this little tin it's like a little, I don't know, something decorative piece, a tin thing that you could put something on. It's from the craft section at the Dollar Tree. What I did also from the Dollar Tree, these little bins, I have lots of little like jewelry things, jump hooks, needles, things like that. I put a little magnetic thing on the bottom so that they don't slide. So I put this on the bottom of my drawer, and I have all of these sticking on there in my drawer so they don't slide around, and they're really easy to see. And when I open the drawer, everything is just accessible, and they don't move all over the place, because I hate when you put stuff in a drawer and then it shifts. So that's one thing that I really like.
Super easy. And one of those things that just, because otherwise they even tip over, and then you open the drawer to grab one thing and get sidetracked. And that's how those projects don't get finished. All right.
And the magnet sheet, I got the magnet sheets and they're adhesive, so that I just cut them to size to fit on the bottom of the little Tupperware thing. So the Tupperware is from Dollar Tree, magnetic sheets, adhesive magnetic sheets from Amazon, and then this was also from Dollar Tree.
Sweet. Very easy to redo.
Very easy.
Craft room. Yes. All right. Angie, what do you have?
So same type of thing, almost like something affordable. So I wanted to talk about organizing vinyl is my main problem. And that's why we're going to talk about this behind me. So I found that I had so much vinyl and HTV, and like, where am I going to put it? How do I keep it organized? And I have a huge problem, and I don't know about you all, but if I put it in a drawer, I will forget that I have it, and I will buy the same color again. Like, completely guilty of that. So I had to figure out something where I could display it that was inexpensive and that worked well. And this is just an over-the-door organizer. And I actually, if you'll drop a link in the comment section, I've tried several different ones of these. You can get them for shoes and put vinyl rolls in them. I mean, there's just a wide variety of different ones. This is the one I personally like the best, but just some kind of over-the-door organizer. And this also is a second benefit. It uses that space behind the door, because my craft room is not that big and I need to use every single inch. But I was going to mention, if you don't have rolls, if you have the 12 by 12 sheets, I pulled this out. Anything that organizes paper will organize HTV and vinyl 12 by 12 sheets. So this is just like a paper organizer, but I just labeled it like different types of vinyl, and I just lay them in there as, instead of paper, it organizes vinyl and HTV.
Awesome.
And yes, someone mentioned that this is double-sided. It is double-sided.
Yes. I love being able to see them like that. To me, it adds to the inspiration of the project as you start to do it. And just to see it all I love that, what do they call that? The 30-foot view where you can see everything and then you can hone in on what you need to do. And I think that kind of system will help. I've used the 13 by 13 inch Ziploc bags, but then sometimes you kind of forget what colors you have. But so I use both.
That's my like I have to have it where I can see all the colors. Otherwise, I end up with, let's face it, several rows of black because I'm like, I don't have black and I need black for that project.
Right. Yes.
For sure.
Sometimes I just buy it because it's on sale, but sometimes I buy it because I can't find it.
Pretty much.
Oh, funny. Okay, Miss Carrie, what kind of tip do you have for us today?
So this is one that I actually shared it in my Facebook group, and I think a link got put in the comments. But we did a video, and this little printable is in my Facebook group. But basically, like, we all get ready to organize, so we go to Dollar Tree and Container Store and like every place possible and pick up all these bins. And then they sit in a corner and collect dust while all of our craft things stay in a pile. Maybe that's just me.
Nope.
But I did a video in my Facebook group, and then I gave them this checklist that basically was things you need to kind of think about before you even organize. Like Angie said, I'm one that I have to see it. If I don't see what I have, I don't use it. I completely forget about it. Yet there are some people who can put everything in a drawer and they know what they have. So you have to kind of think in that mindset before you start organizing so that you know what to buy to organize. I hope I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I think that does make sense. I love that idea too. All right. Brandy, do you have something for us?
Yeah, so I just recently remodeled our studio here. And in the past, I had all of my stamps in bins on vertical surfaces, but it was really cluttered and I was wasting a lot of vertical space that I could be using, laying out and stuff. So I have these big cabinets right here. And they have pull-out drawers, and I've got my stamps, my dies, all of that organized in those drawers. But like you guys were saying, if you don't see it, you don't know where it's at. So what I decided to do was to create a system using Airtable. And Airtable is a free software that you can use. And I created a course on how to use Airtable to organize your craft supplies so that if I'm working on something and let's say I want to know all of the happy birthday sentiments I have or all of the floral images I have, I can go to Airtable and just do a quick little search. And since I've taken pictures of all of my supplies, it'll pop up with the image and then I can quickly see which bin, B-I-N, I've got it stored in. So I'm not, looking and searching frantically for something. So I love that system to be able to, especially non-consumable type things, like your stamps, your dies. I do have a place where I keep like my Copic colors on that database and my refills so that when I'm going shopping and I can take that app with me, out, it's on my phone and I go, oh, these are on sale. But, gosh, I don't know if I have that color already or do I need that refill or whatever. I can just go and look and it'll tell me whether or not I currently have that. So I'm not wasting money on duplicate purchases. It's also kind of cool for those who are designers for different brands. We've also included in our table what brand it comes from. So if I am commissioned to do a sponsored post per se for Spellbinders or Altenew or whatever, and I know that I really should only use their products because I love everybody's products. So I have multiple types of adhesive or multiple types of cardstock or whatever the case may be. And so I can do a quick search of just that brand's products, and then it pulls up everything that's in my stash. And then it makes me, or allows me to quickly get into the crafting and the creative space rather than searching for all of the different supplies. So I think they have posted a comment in there with a link to purchase that course if you're interested.
Awesome.
That
Yes.
is so impressive.
Yeah. It is.
Like, I need something like that.
Seriously.
I'm sure it's one of those things that it takes you a long time to set up. So we try to just like ignore it and not get to it. But now that you can have a resource like Brandy provided to kind of talk you through it, again, organizing.
And with these young teenagers, you could hire somebody to go through your supplies, photograph it, fill it in. I mean, I even got it down to every little sentiment is tagged in the database. So I can just search for happy birthday and it'll pull up all of the sentiments that have happy birthday or whatever the case may be. And since I have pictures in there, I could just look at it without having to sort through all of my stuff in the cabinets.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I love it. Do you guys remember, okay, help me, what was the name of that show that was on Netflix where it was those two ladies and they would go and organize, they would like clean everything out and then
they're from Nashville and I can't.
Was it Home Edit? No.
Yes, Home Edit.
Yes, Home Edit. Yes. So when I started watching them, and they always talked about the zones and that you would take everything out. So I think that was probably my first tip was making sure that you have everything organized. Sometimes we get on Pinterest and everything looks so pretty and we want everything to have like that Pinterest look. But if it's in that cute little container that you need two hands to open, or you have to open the cupboard and then unbury it from a couple other things and then get it out, like we don't always go to those things. So to first put them in zones, so that you have all your stamps in one place, like Brandy says, then you can figure out where to find them. But then also to make sure that when you do put them away, you have them where they are accessible. Because those things that you use every day, it's just going to make you more frustrated. And then you're going to end up just leaving stuff out and it's not going to be organized. So that's probably my tip. And I also have a free printable that will help you walk through, like, how do you put it in those zones? How do you organize everything? And I will drop that in. And it's actually free on my website this month because of the Home Decor Crafters Summit. Okay, so now we have time. Let's see. Do we have any questions, Erin? Erin's helping us on the back end.
So I see a question, someone in reference to the program that I was using. That software is Airtable, but the course that I created is how to organize your craft supplies with Airtable.
Okay.
And what did you put that link in the chat?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Because I need that.
We all need that. What do you do to store your laser wood? I don't have a laser. Angie, how about you? I know you have one.
I can answer. So I have a set of IKEA drawers, and I'm trying to remember IKEA has those weird names, and I'm not sure.
So it's either Alex or Calix.
I think it's the Alex ones, the longer ones.
The wider ones, yeah.
So they're the Alex drawers. The only problem is when you get into lasers that have like a pass-through tray or something, what I'm finding is that some of my wood is too long for those. So right now I have them like standing up, like beside another cabinet, those long pieces. And I'm not sure if that's the best for the long pieces. So the long pieces I haven't came up with a great solution for, but the smaller pieces I have in a set of IKEA Alex drawers.
Awesome. And then Carrie, I think you have a laser. Well, I guess Courtney, you have a laser too. Brandy, do you have a laser? I don't think. No. Okay. So Courtney.
I'm new to laser, but I have. So I don't have a ton of wood, but I'm also finding that I'm hoarding wood scraps now. So because I'm like, oh, I can like make really little earrings. I'm going to save that. So I have a problem with wood scraps. But the table I have a cabinet that has about this much space below the cabinet. So I've got all my wood stored underneath the cabinet and it's right below my laser. So they're all sitting there. So I'm probably going to run out of space soon there and I'll have to come up with another solution. But for now, it works really well.
That's a good idea. All right. How about you, Carrie? Did you have a way that you store your wood?
Yeah, so I just bought a printer organization cart, and it has legal file drawers underneath. And you want to make sure that they're heavy duty because it does, that wood does get weighty. But they are just legal file drawers, and I just file like my wood, my leather, and all of the stuff just fits right on that cart. And then the cart is on wheels because currently it's in the spare bedroom. And then I just bring it in here when I use it and take it back there when I'm done.
That's smart. I love that. All right. Did we have any questions, Erin? Are we up for? Okay. So if you guys have organizational questions, if you have something in your craft room that you're like, I really wish there was a better way to organize that, drop it in the chat, and maybe one of us or one of the people watching probably even have some ideas for you too. Okay. Should we go around again? Does anybody have a second one?
Yeah.
Okay. Carrie, do you want to go?
So I know this is gonna like maybe put some people into the hospital, but it's okay to get rid of things. I've kind of made it a habit that about every 6 months, and I think 6 months for me because when you're an influencer, you get a lot of stuff that comes in, and you can't keep everything. And I know that's gonna like make some of your hearts break and cry, but for me, it's like every 6 months, I just kind of go through things and I go, am I going to use this again? Or do I really need to keep that paper scrap or, that tiny piece of ribbon? And there's lots of places you can donate to, and the other thing I do is I've got crafty friends that would love to have this stuff. So, you can give it to your crafty friends, but I just like to tell people that, your room or your space is only so big. And unless you have like a ton of money to build a new house, it's okay to like go through it once in a while and just say we're going to let go of it. It's hard, right? But you can do it.
Ceremony, say goodbye.
It's hard.
Yes. And I think when your space gets too cluttered, it takes over some of your inspiration.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure that you have that space, but if you don't use it, somebody else would love it. So I think that's a good one. Okay, Brandy, do you have another one? Oh, we have you muted.
You're on mute.
There we go.
I was trying to be really professional and make sure that, y'all weren't hearing anything and that you didn't need to hear. And then, okay. Anyway, I saw Becky was asking in the chat, how do we store our stamp pads? And along with the system that I was telling you about, I have these just little bins that I get from Amazon. And I store my stamp pads in sleeves. I make sure that the stamp envelope that I put them in has the name of the brand, the name of the product. And then if I'm super smart, I put how much I paid for it. Because we typically will do like an auction once a year where I go and clean out. Most of it's going to be retired stuff because I can't really use it in sponsored posts anymore. Or if I use it, then people get frustrated that I've used something that they can no longer buy. So, but of course, there's stuff that I just will hold on forever because they mean something to me or whatever. But I just put them in envelopes. They're plastic envelopes that you can get on Amazon or lots of different craft stores. And the important thing is to make sure that you have notated it, or at least if you're interested in doing any kind of design work where you have to be very specific about what you're using. So it may not be something that, folks that are just hobbyists need to do, but I always make sure that I label because sometimes you lose the original packaging or whatever. And then, of course, I put them in bins, and all my bins are lettered A, B, C, D. And in the air table, I will indicate, which bin they're located in so that when I open that big cabinet back there, I can just go find that bin. And then inside the bin, I personally have them alphabetized by brand. I found that organizing them by theme was a little bit difficult because some manufacturers will mix in different themes inside their little package of stamps. And so then it becomes difficult. Do I put this in birthday? Do I put this in Christmas? So I just organize it alphabetically by brand. And then, when I'm using Airtable, it just makes it easier because I can just search for whatever I want to create with.
Awesome. I love that. We have a couple questions, but before we dive into them, Angie, do you have another one?
I do. So we were talking about like labeling your bins and boxes so you know what's in them. My top tip for labeling anything in my craft space is chalk. So I use chalkboard tags because I change things a lot. Like this bin may not be had in 6 months, and I don't like to replace the labels, and I like it to be simple. So if you use a chalk marker and allow it to dry, like this isn't going anywhere, but once I use water on it, it'll just erase right off, and then I can relabel this easily. And for me, that works a lot better than, say, making labels with a label maker and then I have to remake them later. I just feel like it's super time consuming when I can just wipe this off and relabel it. So chalkboard labels are my friend.
Awesome. I think that's a good idea. And then it keeps it cute too.
Yes.
Courtney,
I have a question. I have a question for Angie. The bins that you just showed, did you buy those bins with that chalkboard there? Or did you add that chalkboard?
I did. And unfortunately, these are no longer available and I love them. But yeah, I bought them with this on here. But I have also other bins around here that I just attached something that was chalkboard. So like a piece of wood that's chalkboard. They make chalkboard vinyl, like just a ton of different chalkboard surfaces.
Yeah. Okay. I have some that like that, but they're like clips that go on to the bin. But I kind of like what you have better. So I just had to ask.
Yes, you could probably make some. I think they have those little chalkboard, I don't know, they're like small, different kind of shapes at the Dollar Tree. And
they do.
Squares and little, I don't know, scripty kind of ones. Okay, Courtney, did you have another one too?
I do. I think I have a small craft space. So having things that are multi-purpose in here is helpful for me. So I like right now I'm on a table that rolls under another table, but it also has drawers and cabinets in it. So it is good for organizing, but it also gives me more space to work on when I need it. But when I don't need it, it rolls out of the way and under another table. So I think that that's really helpful. If you can find things that you can use for more than one thing, it's just helpful, especially when you're in a small space.
And I think a lot of people are in a small space. So that's a great idea. All right. I think we do have a couple questions. How do you store ribbon without cluttering? I have to keep mine in a drawer or my cat will literally eat it. So there's mine. And then I just stick them in there. I organized it by color and then I just have them in a drawer so I can shut it. And if there's like one little bitty ribbon sticking out, he will get it and then drag it across. Anyway, so how about you guys?
So I see the pegboard behind Courtney, and I feel like this is a good time to talk about pegboards because ribbon and pegboards is also like something that I do. So you can put your ribbon on dowels and then put the dowels on the little hooks that come with the pegboard. Some pegboards have rods that you can purchase as an accessory. It just depends on the pegboard brand. But I think the pegboard is a great use of the wall space you might have, and it's not very deep, so it can go on just about any wall, and then you can add the ribbon to it. And that's what I did for many, many years with ribbon.
That's a good idea. Yesterday we had the live with the bow making and Julie was on there and she showed, so if you haven't watched that one, go watch that one, guys. But she showed she had a shoe rack that she stores her ribbon on. But of course, making so many wreaths like Julie does, she had a ton of ribbon. So how about the rest of you guys?
Actually, I wanted to point out, since Angie mentioned the pegboard behind me, I did make that pegboard and it was super simple with just the pegboard from Home Depot and trim. And then I painted the trim to match my space. But if you don't want to purchase a pegboard, it's just a cost-effective way that you can just make your own.
Yes, or stick it in a frame. Get one and cut it down and get a frame and then you can hang it. So we can't have too much ribbon. So we've got to have lots of good ways.
I see people saying things about the pants hangers, and those are a great way. I've seen people do that. I've not done it myself. So it's just basically like a rod if you've never had a pants hanger that hooks on the side, and you can actually just undo that rod and put your ribbon on it. So I think that would be a really good way. I've seen people do it. I haven't.
Yes. And that would work for washi tape too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I use embroidery boxes. I don't know if you can, they're kind of back here in these little mini suitcases. But my issue is I mean, I have like rolls of ribbon I use for a project, but I always have like a lot of the rolls anymore don't come with a lot of ribbon. And then you have that big cardboard piece. And so like I take whatever's left over and I put it around an embroidery bobbin. And then they're just arranged by color in little embroidery boxes. And so then I can, because I do more smaller paper craft type things where I don't always need like a ton of it. But that's usually how I store like my leftover bits.
That's a good idea, because they've got to be contained, because those are extra edible in my house when they get
Yep.
And those end up at the vet either also. So there's that side note. Okay. How about you, Brandy? Did you have a way that you do ribbon?
I do the same thing you do. I used to have one of those wood ribbon organizers from Stamp and Storage. But as I started to design the new space, most of my wall space is already taken up. So I just used a dedicated drawer for it. And I just have like shoe boxes or something that are not shoe boxes, but containers that will fit in the drawer to kind of help them stay organized and not be all jumbled around. So yeah.
That's a good idea. I should do that to mine. So when I'm working on something and I need pink, I can just grab the pink one, and then, because otherwise mine is around the corner over here. So then I have to go over there and then come back. And I get my steps in, which I guess that's probably good.
I've also seen people use, and I had something similar that was discontinued, like a gutter that goes on a house. So your rolls will stand up in it, and then you can pull it off. And I had something similar, and they quit making it, but people have made them out of just gutters for the house.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've seen that
That's
quite a bit. On
interesting.
Yeah. So you could find them probably over there how to make one. But I think it's also, when I have seasonal ribbon, I usually have a container, and then I keep all my seasonal stuff in another room. And
Yeah,
then,
I do seasonal by a container for each season, so that ribbon goes in there.
yeah. And then when I need red for Valentine's Day, sometimes I have to go back to the Christmas bucket. So I try to have generic red, but it all kind of starts to melt together, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Was there another question, Erin? How do you store stamp pads? I have a little stand right back here, but it is from a company who is disconnected. So
Yeah.
just discontinued. It was close to my heart. So now I need new ones. Need.
Yep.
You heard me right. Need.
Need.
Several of them back there. And those came from, oh gosh.
Is that
Yes.
the scrapbook?
Get organized, I think.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Get Organized. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, Get Organized. It takes a little while to get that in. So you order it, they make it. So they don't have excess surplus. So it takes about 2 or 3 weeks before you can get your product in. But I love them. The only thing I've found, and I wish I had a 3D printer, is that some of the pads are different sizes. So right now what I do is just use my Cricut to cut shims to fit in there out of chipboard. But I really want to develop something of a 3D printer that I know exactly this brand needs to go that far in, because otherwise if it's too small, it'll slide right in, and then it's difficult to get them out. So and I didn't want to buy different ink pads for different brands, ink pad storage for different brands, because then it wouldn't look uniform. And so I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to that. And if you can see over there, I've got lots of room for more ink pads. So I'm going to be stopping soon.
That's good. I used to have something very similar to that, and I used a card, like a there's a piece of scratch paper. So what are they called? The note cards, like you would write a speech on in high school, right? Is that
Index cards.
Yeah, thank you. And then cut it on your Cricut, cut a tab out of it, and then put that on the bottom of the shelf. And then you can just pull the paper out with the ink pad on
Good
top.
idea.
And
That's a
then,
good idea.
That's
So it's
very clever, Shelley.
and then they could all be the
Very
same color. I mean, you could even cut them out of color coordinated paper. So all your red ones are on red paper.
Mm.
It's all about the visual, right?
You're so smart. You could put the brand on there. You could use your pen to write the brand, so you know what brand. Oh my
Right.
God. You're so smart.
And when you bought it,
Forget to write the brand as well. You don't even have to.
Yeah.
Do it.
right? That's true. Or you could jump into the hand lettering class that we have.
Okay.
And really start to make them all beautiful. But anyway, I digress. Okay. All right. Any other questions? How do you store cards? Oh, I'm sorry. Did anybody have any more ways to keep ink pads before we jump further? I mean, there's not too many ways there. I have seen that they make drawer organizers for them, and then they kind of have like the space. Yeah, but otherwise, okay. How do you store cardstock in every nook and cranny that I can fit it in? No.
I don't know if I can turn my camera. I don't know if I'm going to be able to turn it. Maybe. There it is. Yep. So mine are in these little stand-up bins. And then in each one of those bins is a tabbed envelope that's 12 by 12. And then the matching scraps go in those bins.
Oh, that's smart.
Nice.
I have mine in bins very similar to that too. And then I used a paper punch and I put what colors are in there. But this is actually just my scraps. But I never thought about having like a blue container and having all the blue. Otherwise, I use those 12 by 12 plastic drawers.
I use job ticket holders to store the paper in. And then I use this box right here. This is from Lowe's, actually. It's an Allen Roth, I think is the brand. But it's heavy, it's sturdy. It's not like your collapsible boxes. And I just put the label, what brand it is, what the color is. I've got 2 of these boxes that go in that cabinet right there. They're pull-out drawers. And I've got them just arranged in rainbow order. And I have a little swatch tag that I use to design with. And once I figure out what color I want, then I can just go to the bin and pull the cardstock out. This doesn't work with 12 by 12s though. I just have that in my IKEA, what do you call it? This guy right here.
Shelf? Oh, there you go.
The collapse.
Yes. So, yep.
That's nice.
And I'm similar to Brandy with one of those, like similar to this, where it just is in there, laying flat.
Yeah. I feel like the laying flat is probably the best. This is a kitchen island, and I have like shelves on the other side, and I have these bags with paper kits and stuff in there, but then they kind of start to warp. I mean, the paper's I haven't had a problem, but
that's why I kind of like the plastic, because you can only fit like 25 sheets in here, and it kind of keeps them together so that you're able to stand them up and they're not going to fall over. So
yeah, and then if you have humidity, they won't curl.
Yeah, see, we don't have humidity in Colorado, so I don't. Yeah, it dries a bone here.
Yeah, I stored mine standing up for a long time in those similar bins to carry. And that was the problem here. There was so much humidity, and they were just, they would pull them out and it would kind of just be warped. So I had to start.
I never had that issue. Oh,
that's funny. All right. Do you do much paper, Courtney? Are you?
I do not. I do not do much paper crafting. So, I mean, I have some cardstock and it's all stored flat, but it's definitely not like something that I focused on having a space for in my workroom, because I really don't do a lot of paper crafting.
Yeah.
I started out with scrapbooking was my first, and card making.
Mm-hmm.
So I have so much paper.
I see a lot of people talking about storing out of direct light, and I feel like that applies to paper, vinyl, all kinds of things. So probably most of us I would put some kind of sheer over your windows in whatever craft room. Like it doesn't matter that my craft supplies are not close to my window. I always have something over my windows.
That's smart. Okay. Did we have any other? Yes, we do. Is it okay to store ink pads on their sides? Anybody have an opinion?
I think it depends on the ink pad. I've never had an issue, but
yeah.
The thing that you have to consider though is gravity, and gravity is going to pull that ink down. And so when you turn it over and you try to get ink from it, it's all going to be crammed into that lower part of the foam or the felt or whatever it is on. So that may, you may have to adjust how you're getting your ink. The other thing is that it could leak. So I know that I remember Stampin' Up had that flip kind of ink pad where the ink pad was actually facing down when it was, I don't have them anymore, but all the ones that I have now, like Catherine Cooler and the Distress inks and all of that, I just have the pad down and the lid is on top and then it slides. So all of mine are flat.
Yeah, I would think flat would be the best way. That was these with the close to my heart.
Yes.
And then they're always, so then they store upside down. So when you stamp, the ink is supposedly like right there. But when they're 20 years old, they're kind of dry. All right. So we have another question. No. Are we? Let me see. How do you all store your smaller everyday tools? Scissors, paper punches, rulers. I use a kitchen caddy, which you can't see on camera.
I was going to say either pegboard like Courtney has behind her or like a Lazy Susan type of thing. I have one on my craft table. Mine's from Michael's. I don't think it matters. You could use one that's made for the kitchen like that.
So for my heat tools, I bought from Amazon, like when you go to the salon and the salon hairdresser has a place to put her hair dryer and her curling iron and all of that. So I got one that has a side for your power strip. And then on the other side is 3 canisters. So my heat gun, my embossing gun, my heat gun, and I've got another one. I can't remember what it is. Oh, I'm losing my train of thought, but lower. Y'all, I'm also a sign language interpreter, so I'm just trying to tell y'all what I'm doing here. The blower for alcohol inks. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, the hair dryer thing, the blower type thing.
Yeah, the heating tool. Got it.
The air puffer.
The air puffer, yes. So they just fit in those. And then I also have Glassboard Studios has come out with this new hex.
I saw that
plastic thing. They sent me some just to play with and stuff. And so I've got like all my paintbrushes that I use all the time, like my jewel pickers and my pokey tool and stuff like that. And that just lays right next to that thing where my heat tools are.
Yeah, I think the key is to have it out so it's accessible, because it's one of those things when it's those everyday tools. But even getting creative at garage sales or the Dollar Tree and go to the kitchen section usually is best.
Yeah.
We have Lazy Susan. Somebody said they made a fabric basket with some bins for all of their everyday. And even the sewing section has a lot of fun little tool holder things. Sweet.
I have
you're
like
going to lose your scissors.
Yeah, scissors.
You're going to lose your scissors and have multiple.
Right. Yeah. No matter how you organize it, you're always going to lose yours. I'm sorry. What'd you say, Carrie?
I kind of divide maybe I'm over organized, but I divide my tools by like how often I use them. So like I used to have a Lazy Susan, but it was overwhelming to me because it was like it had my jewelry tools in it, but I only use the jewelry tool like once in a blue moon. And so like I think I've divided it by ones I use daily, and those are out on my craft desk. And then like my heat tools hang on the inside of my closet door. And then like, you know, big paper punches that I don't use, like the what are those? Here, let me sign like Brandy. The We Are Maker ones, the like big punches and stuff, those are like in a different bin. So I kind of divide my tools by how often I use them.
That's a good idea. That's so true, because mine actually needs to be cleaned out. As you said that, I'm like, I have colored pencils in there, and I don't remember the last time I used colored pencils. So what do? I open up my drawers to get stuff out. So now I'm going to have to go through and do some reorganizing when we're done after the summit. Somebody said in the comment that they have 27 pairs of scissors. So if it's having a contest, I do believe you.
I don't think you have enough, actually. I think 27 is a really good number, but you could get more. You could
I was gonna say, I don't want to
probably
talk
can
about
only
it.
find 5. That's my problem.
All right.
27 pairs. I found 5.
Right. And I still can never find one. All right. If we don't have any more questions, I think, okay. So I would love to see or hear what you guys have going on. So, Brandy, what do you have coming up, or anything that you want to share with anybody? Or
Yeah, so we have the Card Maker Success Summit that's going to be coming up in March. If you go to cardmakersuccesssummit.com, you can join the VIP waitlist. And I'll give you a super secret sneak peek about something that's happening Thursday and Friday. I have not shared this with anybody. So it's not ready yet. You got to wait till Thursday. But if you join our waitlist at Cardmaker Success Summit, you'll get an email about it on Thursday. But we are going to be doing a flash sale for 2 days for our Cardmaker Success membership for just $1. So it's going to be a 7-day trial period. You get access to absolutely everything, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. We got a live class coming up, and we've got just a whole bunch of other things that you will really want to check out. So first things first, go to cardmakersuccesssummit.com, join the wait list, and you'll automatically get the email about our flash sale that's happening on Thursday and Friday.
awesome. That's great. We dropped the link as she was talking, so you can grab that in the chat. Carrie, what do you have coming up?
I get to be an instructor for scrapbook.com's SBC Fest in March. So I'm going to it's a full day of classes on their YouTube channel. They're teaching different paper crafting techniques. So I'm going to be showing people just some fun ways. Like I said, I love to teach people how to use the supplies you've got. So I'm going to be working with their team and just doing a fun event that day.
That's awesome. I love that, using up what we have. But I'm not going to lie, all of those projects usually inspire me to go buy something else. But I'm okay with that. Right? Okay, Angie, what do you have coming up?
So I thought, since this was about organization, I would tease something that like no one knows about this. 0 people besides just a few. So I host crafting camps with Corey George from Hey Let's Make Stuff. We've done quite a few different camps in the past, and in March, we are doing an organization camp that's all about craft organization. And so I made a special link, and they'll drop that in the comments, and it is for a wait list. So join the wait list, and you will learn first what this whole organization camp is about and be able to grab your free ticket. So that will be in March, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I can't wait to share my organization ideas along with like 20 other people.
Yes, it's going to be so fun. I'm excited. And Heidi comments, ooh, sneak peek info.
It is. It's like super secret.
Yes, I'm excited for it. I think it'll be good. All right. Courtney.
I don't know if you can see me. Okay,
There we
there
go. Okay. Sorry.
I have something exciting. I started a new clothing line called Mirrored Mindset. It's the MM right here. And basically what it is, it's sweatshirts, hoodies, crew necks, and it's got a little affirmation that you wear. The interesting thing about it is to the world, it looks kind of like a jumbled puzzle because it's actually in cursive and it's backwards. So you can't see what it says. But when I look at it, I can see that it says courageous. So each month there are 3 new affirmations that come out. So January, this was one of the January ones. It was courageous, brave, and strong. The first of every month. So this Saturday, February, there'll be 3 new affirmations launching. And I'm very excited about it. So the link right here that's in the chat, it's so that you can get notified when the launch is for every month and you'll get on that list. And I get to share them with you. So I'm hand making all of them. This is embroidered, and I'm just very excited about Mirrored Mindset.
They're so cute. I love all of them. And
Thank
I
you.
have to ask, did the idea come to you when you were cutting out some vinyl and then forgot to mirror it? And you're like, wait.
Mirror it.
Right. Seriously. I forgot to mirror.
We've all been there. Okay. And then somebody else had commented as we were chatting that something about Brandy's linked, but we just dropped it again. So I think we are good. Did I miss somebody? No. After my 7th live, I feel like we've already had all the conversation. Like, what did I say? What did I think about saying?
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me today. And Erin, did we have any more comments or questions that came up while we were chatting? We're good. Okay. So if you have not registered for the Home Decor Crafter Summit and you still want to jump in, I'm going to drop the link one more time. And then we also, if you're just kind of stumbling upon us today and you're thinking, oh, I wish I would have gotten the ones on day 1, or I was going to watch on day 1 and then life fell apart. We also have the VIP tickets that are on sale through the end of the day on Friday. So if you want to grab the VIP ticket, the nice thing with the VIP ticket is you also get not only all 35 workshops, but you also get the supply lists, PDFs, instructional sheets, any resources that the speakers had for you. And then also you get a bonus pack. So this bonus pack has $750 worth of other crafting things. So there's printables, digital files, master classes, ebooks, cheat sheets, all that fun stuff. So it'll keep you crafting all year, but that is included also with your VIP. That is not available with your free ticket. So the VIP tickets are $97, but through Friday, they are on sale for $57. So it's quite a bargain. And we have that in the chat in the chat. So if you guys have any questions on that, you can go ahead and comment. Actually, when we're done with the live, it's kind of hard to come back and find the comments. So if you want to email us at hello@wecanmakethat.me, we would love to answer any questions or talk you through that. If you're having trouble finding anything, we can also help you with that over there. All right. I think that's it. Do you guys want to throw some hearts up for these ladies for joining us today and sharing all of their organizational tips?
I'm going to do our hearts again. Let's see if I can get it to work today. There.
What is that?
She said it's on her back. So she has Apple products when they do it.
It never works on mine. I think I have it turned off, so I'm not going to try.
Yeah, I think mine are turned off too. Okay, I do have to ask. Yeah, the peace one's getting cute too. Before, I love it.
Oh my gosh. Is this from your phone?
I'm on my computer, but it works on your phone too.
Huh. That's interesting.
But usually if you're recording a video that you want to post somewhere and you do some weird motion, it'll kick on when you don't want it.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, but before we sign up, I have one question. Has anybody on this video have piles off to the side that they had to move because this was an organizational summit? And
You're not supposed to ask that.
Well, clearly you can tell I did not prepare.
I don't mean to call you out. That was very rude of me. I apologize.
Let's see. Can we see all that?
Yeah.
Can we see all that?
So as you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, they're also organized. So that, you know what? It's crafting and it's messy and we have it.
Fake it till you make it.
Thanks,
Make it
Kelly.
right.
That's perfect.
Clear out your one spot.
Yeah. I didn't plan to call everybody out on that, but that just kind of fell out. All right. Well, thanks, ladies, for joining me. And I will let everybody get back to the summit. And then we have another session starting at 2. And that one is our coffee chat with some speakers today. So we'll see you at 2.
Thank you, Shelley.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.